Welcome to epictalesuniverse, where golden sands remember, and ancient voices echo softly beneath stone. If you are drawn to sacred ruins and timeless mysteries, please like this video, share it with fellow seekers of wonder, and subscribe to continue exploring what the past still whispers. In the heart of Egypt, where the Nile winds through temples and tombs, where the sun bleaches the desert with fire and silence, there once lay a secret hidden for over 3,000 years. It waited in darkness, sealed beneath stone, guarded by silence and sacred spells. And when it was finally opened, the world listened, and then the world trembled. This is the story of a boy king, a tomb unopened, a curse whispered across the ages. This is the story of Tutankhamun, and the mystery of the Pharaoh's curse. In the year 1922, an English archaeologist named Howard Carter was on his final season of excavation in the Valley of the Kings. He had been searching for something most believed didn't exist, a tomb untouched by time, a tomb that had not been looted or lost. His patron, Lord Carnarvon, was growing weary. Years of digging, no great discovery. Time and patience were both running out. And then, a single step, buried beneath debris and forgotten rubble, Carter's team uncovered stairs, leading downward, sealed, unmarked, but near the tomb of Ramses VI. A place where no one expected anything more. They cleared the steps. They found a doorway sealed with the royal cartouche, and behind it, history waited. On November 26, 1922, by the flicker of a candle, Carter made a small breach in the doorway. Lord Carnarvon stood beside him. "Can you see anything?" Carnarvon asked. Carter replied, "Yes, wonderful things." The tomb was nearly intact, the first major royal burial ever found in such a state. Inside were golden statues, chariots, alabaster jars, jewels, weapons, sacred texts, and a gold mask that would become one of the most iconic images in the world. At the heart of the tomb, within nested shrines, lay the coffin of Tutankhamun, a boy who had become pharaoh at just 9 years old and died mysteriously by the age of 19. He had ruled briefly long ago, in a time of religious upheaval and restoration. His name had been erased from some records, forgotten by most. But in this quiet tomb, sealed with reverence, he had waited. As the treasures were catalogued, excitement grew. But then, strange things began to happen. Only a few months after the tomb was opened, Lord Carnarvon died unexpectedly. A mosquito bite became infected, and he passed away in Cairo. At the moment of his death, the lights in the city flickered and went out. Back in England, it was said that his beloved dog howled and dropped dead. Newspapers began to whisper about a curse. Then George J. Gould, a wealthy American who visited the tomb, died shortly after from a fever. Prince Ali Kamel Fahmy Bey, an Egyptian noble who supported the excavation, was murdered. Arthur Mace, a member of Carter's team, died suddenly. Sir Archibald Douglas Reed, the radiologist who first x-rayed the mummy, died soon after. The pattern was chilling, and though not every death could be linked, the fear grew. The idea of the Pharaoh's curse was born. Was it merely coincidence? Was it psychological, born from fear, suggestion, and stress? Or was it something older? Ancient Egyptians believed in the sacred power of words, of names, of rituals. They believed that the dead could be disturbed, and that punishment could follow. Curses were not superstition. They were divine justice. On a tablet found near the entrance to another tomb, the words were clear: "Death shall come on swift wings to him who disturbs the king." Was it poetic warning or prophecy? Tutankhamun's tomb had been sealed with care. He had been buried with all the rights of kingship, wrapped in linen, surrounded by amulets, protected by spells from the Book of the Dead. Perhaps the ancient priests believed that even in death he ruled, and perhaps that rule should never have been broken. Yet Carter himself lived for another 17 years after the discovery. He died in 1939, at the age of 64. Some use this to dismiss the curse, but others point out he was an outsider, not of Egypt, not of the blood. Perhaps the curse was selective, or perhaps it simply waits. Modern science has offered its own theories, that the tomb contained toxic mold or bacteria sealed within for centuries, that some deaths were due to infection, some from stress, some from chance. But the pattern remains curious, and the fear remains real. To this day, people still speak of the Pharaoh's curse. Some fear touching artifacts, Others avoid speaking the names aloud. And deep in the archives, curators still treat the items from that tomb with reverence, and perhaps a little unease, because whether or not the curse is real, the belief is, and belief has its own power. What is more haunting than a warning from the past? A whisper that crosses time, a boundary between life and death that refuses to stay shut. Tutankhamun was forgotten, erased by those who came after him, buried in a small tomb hidden among giants. But in death, his name returned. His story rose, and perhaps that was the price. In awakening the boy king, we woke something else. Something older than dust, older than gold, older than explanation. So when you see the mask, gleaming with gold, inlaid with lapis lazuli, look closely. See the eyes. They do not smile. They do not rest. They watch. Thank you for joining us in Epic Tales Universe. If this story of sacred silence and sudden death stirred your imagination, please like this video, share it with those who still believe in ancient justice, and subscribe to uncover more truths the past still holds. In every sealed tomb, in every forgotten name, a story waits, and not all who open the door walk out unchanged.